Where should you not go on vacation? Haiti. At least not until some form of functioning government actually takes place. After the Magnicide, it's been nothing but a turf war between gangs better armed than most small countries, and everybody that could, aka the rich, left the country due to the constant threat of getting kidnapped and all the violence that has been taking place. Somalia. If you're a woman, I've been told that Egypt is best avoided unless you have male friends or family that can safely escort you about in public. Otherwise, any country in an active war. Americans might wanna put that Russia vacation on hold there a little bit. Yemen. Salem around Halloween. I'm a local. It's a damn tourist trap. Nowhere to park, and if you haven't booked all your reservations by February, you're sol. The summer is a 10x better time to visit Salem. Edit. For those asking, I am referring to Salem, Massachusetts. Egypt. The common folk are warm and welcoming and would give you the food off their table and clothes off their backs. But the cops, the scammers, the vendors, few. It is one big tourist trap. Afghanistan. No question about it. I took my wife to Jamaica for our honeymoon. We wound up in a resort in Montego Bay. The resort was nice but began to feel like a prison. If you went out, people would grab her by the wrist and drag her to some shack they were selling trinkets in. The locals that worked in the resort were fantastic. Best prison guards you can imagine. North Sentinel Island. Just came here to see how many times Egypt popped up in the top comments. As an Egyptian, I am definitely not looking forward to reading these replies. Phoenix in July. It's a monument to man's arrogance. Jamaica. They actively tell people to stay on resort property because they can't protect tourists otherwise. Kabul. Afghanistan. Anywhere they film, the first 48. Turkmenistan. Just don't. Eritrea. Hollywood Boulevard. Egypt. Always wanted to go since I was a kid. My wife got harassed the entire trip, and the last few days we just stayed in the room because she could not handle it anymore. Even some of the staff at the hotel was it. I left her alone at the table in the restaurant in the hotel for 2 minutes for a toilet trip, and 2 members of staff approached her and asked if she wanted a fun time when their shift finished. Nigeria. Probably the most dangerous country in the world for foreigners. All crime is at an all-time high here, and if you are not from there, you are a target for sure. Daytona, Florida. Gary, Indiana. Santa Carla. I never could stomach all the damn vampires. The moon. I've heard that it has a real lack of atmosphere. Madrid in July. August. The only people are idiot tourists and people who have to be here. It is hot. Western Supermare. The sea only shows up once a month. Dubai. Instagram lies! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. North Korea. That suicide forest place in Japan. My backyard. You have no business there. I cannot fathom why people who have babies and toddlers take vacations to Disney. You're spending thousands of dollars to push your screaming kids around in a stroller for hours. Just so they won't remember it later. Like, why? To work. Don't even take phone calls from work. It's your vacation. Mos Eisley Spaceport. I hear that is a wretched hive of scum and villainy. Allegedly. Dubai. Travel all that way to see shiny buildings and surrounded by 90% expats and tourists. Low culture to experience. Bakersfield, California. Democratic Republic of the Congo is a really fucked up country I would never like to go to. Haiti. Just beyond where the light doesn't reach. Near the elephant graveyard. Promise me you must never go there. Snake Island, Brazil. This is second-hand information. But I hope Op reads this because it is sad but interesting. Bhutan. This country was on my bucket list for its astounding natural beauty and rarefied Himalayan culture. However, from what I have gleaned, if one decides to travel to Bhutan, one's experience in the country is highly curated and supervised. It does not seem one is able to just wander out into the wilderness or drop in on a town off the beaten track. There is also a poverty problem in Bhutan which the government does not want to be seen. A more obvious one. Haiti. It is run by gangs who control all the roads. The assassination of the president has not been solved. They have never recovered from the great earthquake and the subsequent hurricane. I cannot afford to travel. But I would love to visit Haiti to help the economy. But now that idea is a massive nope. If I get money to travel, I would go to Puerto Rico instead. Joy's house when she has a barbecue. It will feature inedible crap, and when you invite her she won't bring anything but criticism. Newark, New Zealand. That is, unless you can pick up after yourself. In which case, come on in. As a former CM. Disneyland, specifically California in the summer. It may seem like common sense. But it's not. You will be miserable. The heat isn't fun. Your clothes will stick to places on your body you never even knew existed. You will sweat too much and risk heat exhaustion. And the crowds just make it even worse as you bump up to other sweaty hot bodies.